Greetings, welcome back to the Dive Plan. I'm your guide Jim. Shout out to Off the Hook Dive in Lacey, as usual, for all your dive needs. That's where I get my tank fills. The fit for today is EASE, Eastern Academy of Scuba Education, where I got my instructor certification. And today we're diving at beautiful Three Tree Point in Burien, Washington. So some people have asked me what my dive prep looks like and what equipment I use when I go diving. In this video, I'm going to answer some of those questions, and I'm going to intersperse some underwater videos to keep you awake. Enjoy. This is my Sea Life DC 1400 underwater digital camera. It goes in a case, which you'll see in a second. It is attached to a dual camera light tray that has two underwater camera lights that can go from 2 to 4 to 6,000 lumens and have blue and red light capabilities. My regulator setup consists of a DIN first stage, 2 second stages, 2 hoses, one for the dry suit and one for the BCD, and a dive computer. My first stage is a Scuba Pro DIN style Mark 25. Both of my second stages are Scuba Pro R195s. These are incredibly reliable second stages. For recreational diving, I use a Cressy Digi2 air-integrated dive computer. I'm going to do an entire video on this little computer in the future, but suffice to say here that for recreational diving, this computer is fantastic. My BCD is the Scuba Pro Glide. This BCD has a wraparound air bladder. It's very durable. It's got the patented Scuba Pro Super Cinch that keeps your tank really tight to the BCD and makes it easy to get the tank on and off. It's also lightweight and travels easy. It's also got 4 shoulder D-rings and 2 waist D-rings, so there's always enough places to snap on all your gear. What I'm doing here is getting my reg set up properly so I can simply screw the DIN first stage into the tank and have all the hoses in the right place. Now I'll take my BCD inflator hose, thread it through the shoulder of my BCD, pop it onto the inflator, and tug it to make sure that it's secure. Now I'll take the cover off my Cressy Digi2 dive computer and then turn the air on and check to see how much air I have in my tank. Shameless plug for Off the Hook Diving here, who always gives me nice full tanks of air to dive with. Remember, once you're done putting everything together, to lay your kit down so that you don't accidentally break a piece of dive gear or, worse, somebody's toe. Yes, both I and this fish were upside down for the first half of this video.
Now I'm getting into my fourth element Arctic undergarment, which does a great job keeping me warm underwater. So two things you might notice here. One, what I'm doing right there is adjusting my Fitbit band so I can go up my arm a little further so I can keep it on while I'm diving. I monitor my heart rate this way, and I love seeing how slow my heart rate gets when I'm diving. The other thing you might notice is the green zipper on my undergarment. The original zipper had an unfortunate mishap, so I ordered a new zipper and sewed it on myself. And once I finish putting my fourth element dry socks on, it'll be time to don my dry suit. This is the Bear Sentry Tech Dry suit. And let me tell you, this thing is a beast. It's a workhorse. It's the most reliable and dependable dry suit I've ever owned.
It is hot. I am smoking over here. It's supposed to get up to 81 degrees over here.
Now, this is the part of the video where Logan tells me that he forgot to charge the batteries for his dive light. And I reach into my battery bag and pull out the batteries that I charged specifically because I knew Logan would forget to charge the batteries for his dive light. Logan is as predictable as he is reliable. That's why I love having him as a dive buddy. Now I'll finish donning my dry suit. I do all my own dry suit repairs, which tends to save me a lot of money. But sometimes I use different seals from different companies, which doesn't affect my diving, but it does make my dry suit look weird sometimes when I have two different wrist seals from two different companies. Once I've got my neck seal all arranged properly and I zip up into my dry suit completely, I'll vent the air from my dry suit through my dry suit neck. Then I'll put my backup dive light in my right pocket. I use an Underwater Kinetics SL4 with the new LED head, which ups it to a 600 lumen light, which is great for backup. And then I'll put my spare mask in my left pocket. And my backup mask is the exact same one as my primary mask. It's a Hollis M1, which fits my big old face perfectly. If you've ever dove with me in the past, or you ever dive with me in the future, you'll notice that this is the exact same process I use every single time I dive. I take my hood, I put it on the back of my car, I put one of my gloves down, I put my camera lens on that, I put the other glove on top of it to keep the camera cool so that it doesn't fog up when I get in the water. I put my fins and mask on the hood. Then I take my primary dive light and put it up on the hood as well. And as my primary dive light, I use the Aquanaut D710, which can go up to 3,000 lumens and has 2 lower settings as well. It's a fantastic and very reliable dive light. And this next 30 seconds is for all of you ASMR lovers. And again, this is the exact same sequence I use with every dive. I lift up my kit, I put it on my dive hood on the trunk of the car so I don't scratch the trunk. You'll notice there are tons of scratches on the trunk of my car. That's because I used to live on the East Coast and I didn't need to use a hood, therefore scratches. Then I'll put my arms through my BCD straps, tighten the shoulder straps, step away from the car. Then I'll put my cummerbund on, put my waist strap on, tighten that, and I'll put my chest strap on. Next, I'll put my Digi2 computer over my left arm, where I prefer to have it, so I can just look down and see it while I'm underwater. Then I'll take my dry suit hose, put it under my left arm, under the BCD strap, and attach it to the dry suit inflator in the center of my chest. Next, I'll take both of my second stages, put them over my right shoulder, make sure they're not tangled. Then I'll take my backup, put it into the backup holder, make sure they're all good, and I'll be ready for the next step. And that next step is attach my Scuba Pro Sea-Wing Nova Gen 2s and my Hollis M1 mask using a fin and mask strap, a must in my opinion for shore diving in the Pacific Northwest. And I'll start with my gloves. I use Pinnacle gloves because they have a Velcro tightening wrist strap, and I can put the loop attached to my dive light through the Velcro wrist strap and tighten it down so I never lose a dive light by accidentally dropping it in the ocean. You'll notice I put my left glove on, then I put my dive light on, then I put my right glove on. Same process every single time I dive. Then I clip my camera onto the other side of my BCD and head towards the ocean. You'll probably notice I didn't put my hood on. It's rolled up in one of my fins. I don't put my hood on until I reach the edge of the ocean because as a partially deaf person, I want to hear anything that's going on up to the point where I'm actually getting into the ocean. So if you've managed to stay with me this far, you deserve a reward. Here's a video of an absolutely gorgeous East Pacific red octopus, because what would the dive plan be without a video of an octopus? So there you have it. My dive prep and all the gear I use to get underwater, plus 2 awesome dives through the dive log. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, fins up, dive safe.